Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we are going to be talking about Galarian Moltres. This Pokemon is actually turned out to be one of the best Pokemon in the entire series right now, leaving in at top 10 in Pikalytics. According to Pikalytics, it's top 10 Pokemon material, and for good reason. I mean, its stats are really good, it does a lot of damage, it's super bulky. It has a good typing of Dark Flying, which is good because it has great stab moves and great max stab moves as well. It can be a great weakness policy user as well as just like a nasty plot and then get big and attack them with like Life Orb or even Citrus Berry. The Pokemon's pretty versatile and it has a lot of good tools to make it a really good Pokemon. It's a pretty, decent speed Pokemon, not crazy fast or anything, but like decent speed. And yeah, I like this Pokemon a lot. Max Airstream is also a really, really good move. Anyway, let's talk about it a little bit more. So Dark Flying typing, pretty, good. 1 immunity of ground, 3 resistances, and then 4 weaknesses being Electric, Ice, Rock, and Fairy. All are very prevalent moves, or very prevalent typings in the game. So, you have a lot of things to worry about. But you can self-proc with a lot of good things. You have good electric moves to self-proc with. Ice Shard, Rock, Excel Rock, like a lot of priority moves that can proc it, which is pretty good. So pretty good stuff. Its ability is okay. Berserk boosts the Pokemon's special attack when it takes a hit that causes it to go to below half. That's another cool thing about Citrus Berry is you can, get to below half and then heal up and then, trigger Berserk 1 to 2 times per game, which is a cool thing. Usually not going to happen. It's usually going to be like Weakness Policy, which is good. Yeah, it's pretty good. At first, it's actually really funny. At first, this Pokemon seemed like the most underwhelming of the legendary birds, just due to because we only knew its abilities at the time. So it was Berserk and then Competitive and Defiant, which are all 3, or like 2 of them are notably better than the other one. So everybody thought this Pokemon was gonna be bad, but it turns out it's very good. Anyway, so that's a cute little tidbit of information. Anyway, into the stats. Let's look at this guy's stats. It's pretty good. HP and defense both at 90, which is, pretty average, a little above average, about average. But his special defense is 125, which is very, very solid. Means you can easily take, special attacks, even super effective special attacks from very strong Pokemon. I mean, we live things like Choice Specs Regieleki, Tapu Koko, Life Orb Tapu Koko, Life Orb Lando. Like, we live a lot of very strong attacks. That was not a special attacker, but yeah, we live a lot of really strong special attacks, which is really cool about that. Other than that, our offensive stats are pretty decent. Special attack at 100. It's not doing a lot of damage, but once you either Nasty Plot or Weakness Policy, it is doing a lot of damage, which is good. I mean, really anything at 2 times damage is pretty good damage. And then our speed is 90, which is pretty mid-speed. With investment, it's pretty fast. 156 is what it ends at, which is a pretty fast speed tier, but not crazy fast. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, that's about it for the overview. Let's go ahead and look at the 2 builds that I have. They're very similar to each other, just a little bit different of a spread. So the first one was one that I've been working on. Well, not like I hyped it up like I've been working on this forever. It's a good spread. Like, it's what I made today for it. I've been using it a little bit. It's good. 100 HP, 252 special attack, and 156 speed. The speed allows it to outspeed even Dragapult, after a +1 from Max Airstream, which is very, very good. 156 speed plus Timid Nature. You're getting very, very fast. It leaves you on a decent speed tier to be at, and it's faster than most common Moltres-Galar, so you have that running for you as well. But yeah, the big thing is after a after a Max Airstream or an Electro Web from Regieleki or even an Icy Wind from whatever other partner Pokemon you have, you're able to outspeed a lot of fast Pokemon, especially Dragapult, which is good. And it's really cool, especially if you pair it with an Electro Web Regieleki that can outspeed Dragapult already. You Electro Web, well, this wouldn't work. That was just dumb because it has Clear Body. Anyway, it's still a cool thing. It's still cool. And then I just wanted to max its attack, its special attack, and then I poured the rest into the rest of the EVs into HP. Maybe it's right to move more of that into bulk, but this worked pretty well as for a lot of defensive or for a lot of defensive damage calcs. So this is what I went with. As far as the attacks go, I went Fiery Wrath, Hurricane, Nasty Plot, Protect. This is going to be a Dynamax build, so I went with Hurricane over Air Slash. You can always switch it up if you want to, and if you want more, like versatile moves or more coverage moves with like Ancient Power or even Shadow Ball. You can run that over Nasty Plot or Protect if you want to, but I found this set of 4 really good, and it's what I usually use when I go for a Moltres-Galar build, for playing. Makes a lot of sense. Nasty Plot's good because you don't always get the weakness policy, and if you don't play a self-procer, it's very inconsistent, but nonetheless, it's still really strong to have that Nasty Plot on the Pokemon, because you're not always going to Dynamax a Pokemon. Like, that's a cool thing about this Pokemon. It's really versatile. That's about it for the first build. The second build has the same set, but it does have a different spread. I went for an all-out offensive, 252 speed and 252 special attack, only 4 in HP. Really, the only difference is it's a little bit faster, which is good, but, like I said, Moltres-Galar gets very fast after a max airstream / electro web / icy wind / tailwind. So you have a lot of ways. So I thought it was more important to put the rest of that into bulk instead of just bottom or topping off the speed. But I still think it was pretty important, so I just wanted to make the second note of that. Now the Pokemon, like I said, it's pretty versatile, so it's pretty, customizable. You have a lot of different other items you could use or even moves. So Air Slash is a good option over Hurricane, like I was saying. If you don't intend on Dynamaxing, more on the majority of the time, then Air Slash is probably better than Hurricane just because it's more reliable. Hurricane's accuracy is 70, which is very, very low. So it's a good idea to, use Air Slash when you can. But, getting that more damage for Dynamax is just more important when you're a Dynamax Pokemon or, typically a Dynamax Pokemon. So I just thought it was important and good to do. So yeah, Air Slash. Ancient Power and Shadow Ball are both good coverage options. They're not really great, but they are options, and I just wanted to go ahead and say that. Snarl is a cool utility move, something you're probably not going to use on Moltres-Galar very frequently because it's so slow, but it is an option. 156 is not that bad of a speed tier, but if you're going for a fast Snarler, there are better Pokemon, so I'd probably go for something else, but Snarl is still an option you have. And then last but not least, Taunt is a pretty good option as well. Being able to hit, Trick Room Pokemon and stuff. Taunt's good. Like, Taunt's, a notable attack for really any Pokemon that has it. Items, Life Orb, Citrus Berry. We already talked about those. Citrus Berry being able to activate Berserk multiple times, which is pretty cool. You can do a lot of exact damage calcs that hit you right to that amount that activates it. Then you eat Citrus Berry, and then you're back to above, so you can trigger Berserk multiple times. That's a cool idea. And then Life Orb, just if you're going to go for Nasty Plot, like every time anyway, like if you run like a Follow Me Pokemon with it, maybe that's a good option, but yeah, I think Weakness Policy is very strong. And then, yeah, that's about it for the build. So let's go ahead and talk about these 2 synergetic Pokemon and then move on. So Raichu has been the self-procer of choice for a little while. It also, eats away one of its weaknesses with Lightning Rod, which is very good. It can set up a Fake Out, which is good. And, it's a cool Pokemon. It's a cool guy to have. The other Pokemon here is Regieleki. I think Regieleki is really solid for this as well. Being able to set up screens is really good. Being able to self-proc with Volt Switch potentially is good. Electro Web, like I said, being able to slow things down so that Moltres can, get in there with more damage immediately. It's pretty good stuff. I think it has a lot of really good things. So Regieleki is a great Pokemon to pair with Moltres-Galar. I thought I had a burp. Anyway, that is it for this section. Let's go ahead and talk about speed tiers. So as far as speed tiers go, we are at 110 with, uninvested. If you do invest some, we are at, what did I say? We were at 140 something. Actually, that's a good thing to look at. Where were we at? What speed were we at? 142. Okay. So 142 was where this build is for, so it can outspeed things like Bisharp, most Moltres-Galar. All of these Pokemon at 105. It's a very busy speed tier on DDF. Rillaboom, Suicune, Tapu Fini, Cresselia. There's some Pokemon under it, Tyranitar, Rotom, Wash, or Heat, with 0 speed. There's a couple of other Pokemon down there, and then everything that, Trick Room, like Amoonguss, Dusclops, all those guys down there, Glastrier, all those dumb guys down there, slow boys. So yeah, Moltres-Galar is pretty good. After a max airstream, you hit that 214 speed tier, which outspeeds Dragapult and all of those guys between 150 and 200 that I didn't show that there's a lot of. Tapu Koko, Kartana, Garchomp, Metagross, to name a few. Metagross is actually going to be usually pretty slow. That's another thing we're probably going to outspeed most of the time, which is really good. Anyway, that is about it for these speed tiers. Oh, and even if you max airstream, things like Pheromosa and Lando T at Scarf are going to be outspeeding. There's nothing, too crazy there. You probably figured that. Anyway, that is about it for speed tiers. Let's move on to damage calcs. So, all of my offensive damage calcs are, +2 from either Nasty Plot or Weakness Policy. I forgot to add that for the very end, but you will need that to Oko Rillaboom guaranteed. So, yeah. And also, I'm Dynamax for all of the defensive ones, of course. So, first off, Toy Specs, Transistor, Regieleki, Thunderbolt, Max Invested, Modest Nature, all those big buffs. Hitting your Dynamaxed Galar Moltres for 74 to 87%, which is guaranteed 2 KO. Very good stuff to have there. Great stuff. Glastrier, Max Attack, Max Hailstorm into Dynamaxed Moltres-Galar hits 80 to 96, which is guaranteed 2 KO. Guaranteed live. Pretty good stuff. Lando T, Max Rockfall at Max Attack 252 plus into the Dynamaxed Moltres. All of these are with 100 HP investment as well, by the way. The first spread that I said. Hitting 53 to 64, guaranteed 2 KO. That guy does no damage. Easy money. And by no damage, I mean guaranteed 2 KO. But still, not that much damage. It's a good bit of damage. Shut up. Anyway, going on, we have now offensive ones, which are pretty cool to know. +2 max attack, special attack, Moltres-Galar Max Darkness. And when I say max attack, I mean 252 investment, not modest, which is pretty good. +2, 252 special attack, Max Darkness into super bulky, unbelievably bulky. I don't know why it's 248 instead of 252, but it leaves a little bit of wiggle room there with 102 to 120. But into max special defense, Eviolite Dusclops, we are hitting 102 to 120%, which is guaranteed OHKO. Almost said 2 KO. And, what Eviolite, what Dusclops ever runs 252 special defense? We're killing that thing. It's super dead. Easy money. Next, we have Moltres-Galar Max Darkness into a pretty defensive Cresselia, 220 HP, 92 plus special defense. This was just the default build, but as you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle room there at 113 damage to 132%, which is guaranteed OHKO. We have a lot of room, so even if they have more special defense investment and HP, we're probably still taking that OHKO, as we hit 113, so we have a lot of room for a lower roll. So we're probably good there on Cresselia as well. And for the last one, we have Moltres-Galar Max Airstream into a 252 HP Assault Vest Rillaboom, hitting 171 to 200 and 200.9%, which is guaranteed OHKO, and even has the smallest, unbelievably small chance to OHKO a Dynamaxed Rillaboom with Assault Vest. Just a cute little thing to note there. Anyway, that is about it for this section here, the damage calc portion. Let's go ahead and talk about Single Spotlight real quick before I end the video. So Single Spotlight, I think this Pokemon's really good. You just use Life Orb, Berserk. You have Nasty Plot, which is really good, and you have Taunt, which is cool. Nasty Plot and then Dual Stab of Fiery Wrath and Air Slash, and then Taunt. Max Speed, Max Special Attack, Modest, just to do as much damage and be very fast. You could go Timid if you want to. This is just where I left it off. I think this Pokemon's pretty solid in singles, but very, very strong in VGC. It might be insanely strong in singles as well, but I know for a fact it's very good in VGC. It's landed in top 10 according to Pikalytics currently, so that's pretty wild. Anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. It really does. There's it's like 30% of you guys are subscribed, actually. I checked that last week. It's like 30 to 40% of the people that view my channel are subscribed. So you should subscribe. Anyway, a bunch of links are down in the description below. Imports for this will be down there. Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, Discord. If you want to join any of that stuff, if any of that interests you, go down there and click on those links and do it up. That's going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and goodbye.